A female ghost who can sing. There is an old house in the village, with blue bricks and green tiles, which is very dilapidated. It is said that the owner of the old house was an old rich man. And the old rich man's family was very rich. But later, because the old rich man's daughter was raped and killed, he and his wife were also angry to death because of this incident. Since then, it has often been haunted. And it has become an empty house that no one dares to live in. Every time the sun sets, the surroundings of the old house will be dark. Nothing can be seen, and it is also very quiet. So quiet that there is almost no sound. Especially on moonlit nights. The villagers will hear the singing from the old house. So the villagers do not like this place. One summer, a young music teacher came to the primary school in the village. Surnamed Zhang, he was from the city. And after graduating from university, he was tired of life in the city and didn't want to stay in the city to teach. So he came to us. Due to the shortage of housing at the school at that time, he asked to live in the old house. The principal and many teachers advised him not to live there, fearing that the ghosts in the old house would hurt him. He disapprovingly said that those ghost stories that happened in the old house were all superstitions in the mouths of the villagers. And there were no ghosts in the world at all. And we teachers couldn't believe such things. And then he lived there without dissuasion. That night, the moon was cold and the wind was cold. And in the middle of the night he was suddenly awakened by a sad and miserable singing. He was curious, it was the middle of the night. Who would sing here? And he sang so sadly, he wondered and quickly got out of bed. And following the source of the voice, he saw a little girl in white in the courtyard singing with her back to him. He thought it was one of his students who had come here to sing to him. So he walked over to the girl with joy. When he came behind the girl, he called out to her and said, "Student, are you here for me?" Soon he saw the girl turn her head and smile eerily at him. Her messy hair, purple lips, and pale face that would make people feel eerie in the moonlight. He was so frightened that his hair stood on end. And he ran into the house in terror. When he ran into the house, he quickly closed the door, lest the girl follow him. Then the moonlight shone into the room through the window. And he saw that the clothes on the bedside looked like the girl with her hair just now, with hands and feet and full breasts, as if she were singing, and would raise her head and smile at him at any moment. What frightened him even more was that in the darkness he felt that there were many eyes staring at him. And he was so frightened that he instinctively got into the bed, covered his head, and didn't dare to let out a loud breath again. He was so frightened that he didn't sleep all night. And when it was dawn he packed up his salutes and moved into the school. When he told the headmaster about the singing girl he had seen in the old house, the headmaster told him that the girl was the daughter of a rich old man in the village. And that since she liked to sing, the old rich man had hired a music teacher to teach her to sing. But the music teacher had a bad heart. And when he saw that she was beautiful, he raped her and ran away. The old rich man and his wife had only such a daughter. And now they suddenly lost their daughter. And the couple was so angry that they had a serious illness one after another. And then both died. Since then, the old house has been haunted. And every time the sun goes down, the villagers often hear the singing coming from the old house. Later, people found an unrecognizable body in the old house. And the forensic examination confirmed that the deceased was the music teacher, who had raped and killed the little girl. After hearing the headmaster tell him about the murder of the singing girl, he had a nightmare that night, in which he saw the little girl singing and rushing at him with resentment. He left school the next day and never returned.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and put notification on to watch more videos. If you have similar experience, please comment and let me know your experience.